That's your thumbnail there. No.
Hello, and welcome to Locals Learn, a new segment of Locals Live. I'm Alden, and I will be your host to share gear, challenges, tutorials, tricks, and generally everything you would need to know to record in your own humble bedroom, just as all of the guests we've had this year on Locals Live have had to so far. Today, we're going to be talking about the first main thing that I ran into personally when I was getting into recording, and that is cost. Unfortunately, most music gear is ridiculously expensive. And when I was getting into recording, all the cheaper options I could find were either of lackluster quality or they would break very quickly after you bought them. Sometimes both of those things would occur. So as a result, I started watching a bunch of music gear centered YouTube channels. And finally, one of them recommended what I'm showing you today, the Pyle PDMIC78. This is a wonderfully versatile microphone coming in at only about $15 on online retailers. The main thing I would summarize it as is it's about one step above recording using the microphone built in on your AirPods. The resemblance it has to the Shure SM57 is by no means an accident. Any use that a professional studio technician would have for a SM57, they could just as well reach for one of these and get the job done to about the same caliber of quality. Except for perhaps the infamous hammering in a nail test. This one might not survive that. Although it's so cheap that you could probably just go buy a hammer anyway, so I think it's fine. Let's do a quick pros and cons. The first main pro I have to say about this mic is just its overall versatility. You can really record just about anything with it and it will get the job done adequately. And I'll be sharing some more of that later in the video. The second pro is really about price. At only $15, it is just an incredible value for a microphone. On top of that is the incredible build quality. It's made out of metal. It's pretty strong, although I wouldn't hammer in a nail with it. But it doesn't feel like it's gonna break in my hands or break if I take it to a gig. And finally, it includes a free cable. I've seen a lot of cables that are more expensive than this microphone plus a cable. So moving into some cons. First of all, it is a little bit bassy. Whatever you're recording, your voice, acoustic guitar, drums, etc., they're gonna come off a little bit heavy in the low end, but that's pretty easy to fix after the fact using some EQ. Secondly, you're gonna need an audio interface if you don't have one already. If you're new to recording, you might not. This mic uses a standard XLR microphone output, so you will need an audio interface like this one. However, thankfully, the price of basic audio interfaces has dropped significantly in the past 7 years, and you can buy them for about $60 brand new. Even less than that if you're willing to look on the used market. Now, with all that out of the way, let's go in and let's actually see what this puppy can do. Alright, so here's my voice running directly into the microphone, into the included cable they included in the box, and into the mixer. This is completely dry, no effects, no post-processing of any kind. You can hear that it does sound a little bit bassy, but it's also surprisingly clear. Although if you're using it for vocals, you should put some kind of a pop filter or piece of cloth over it to try to minimize the plosives, or the and. So next, I'm going to show a performance where all the instruments were recorded using only this microphone with minimal post-processing. The full signal chain for each instrument will be shown on screen along with the instrument when it's introduced. I really hope that you enjoy.
space and I'm falling. Pushing a broom out into space. This is where I find the way. The Stadium Arcadium, a mirror to the moon. Well, I am forming and I am warming. State of the art until the clouds come crashing. Stranger things